Live from the Export Beer Garden Studio and brought to you, as always, by Export Ultra, the beer for here. This is the Agenda podcast for spooky Friday the 13th.
The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Something's going to go wrong today, and we've got so many opportunities for it as well.
Oh my God, there's so many things could go wrong today. So many.
We are commentating Chasing the Fox later on tonight. That's going to be live on Sky Sport.
TV1.
TVNZ1. So just TV1 straight after the news.
I had a terrifying moment this morning. I was on Hauraki Breakfast with Jerry, and Paul Moore, the executive producer for 7 Sharp, popped in. He just wanted to check out the show. So he sat in for 3 hours, and I told him that we were commentating, and he went, "What?" He goes, "I know we've been given the night off," he said, "Thank you for your service." But he goes, TV1 News at the moment is rating its ass off. Obviously, TV3 have shat the bed by going to staff, and it's going terribly. He goes, "So you're going to have a lead-in, potentially the biggest lead-in of the week into that show."
Well, Paul, that's why we bumped you.
And he's like, I was like, Will you watch them leave in droves when the first thing they hear is a stepsister or a Hitler or an ex-wife? It was never going to work. Golf cliches being thrown out, but that's going to be a hell of a couple of hours.
Yeah, so
tonight.
7 till 9.
Yeah.
We're just commentating the one hole.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a 6-hole. This is my ideal, because I always think courses should be either 6 or 12. 9 and 18 is too long. 12 is perfect.
12
18,
is perfect.
Yeah, and
6
is
perfect for a stag do.
Correct. And 6 perfect just if you got an hour and a half or whatever. So it's 6 holes, 3-ball Ambros, 2 teams per hole, plus you get a pro. So, for example, the media team, which is Wells. So Wells is off a 20, Dyes is off a 24 handicap, and then they've got Mark Richardson, who's on a 6. But we talked to him this morning, and he said he doesn't like crowds or pressure. Anyway, they're with politicians. They got Seymour, who hasn't got a handicap. He plays once a year.
I think he does. But...
John Key and then Max Key, and they've got Daniel Hillier matched with them, who is the DP Tour winner. He won the British Masters.
John Key had a hole in one.
Yeah, so
took a hybrid off a par 3.
Yes, dubious there. Yeah. Anyway, so it's a 3-ball Ambrose. So basically, best ball. Everyone's trying to beat Ryan Fox.
Yeah.
And we talked to Ryan Fox this morning, and he's like, I'm on a hiding to nothing, because everyone gets three stabs at the cherry.
Yes.
And he's quietly, he's worried about team rugby.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So who have they got?
So they got Christian Cullen, who's on like a 1.
Yep.
They've got Harry Plummer, who says he's on a 3. He's more on a 1.
I played around with Harry Plummer.
Yeah.
Just a couple of weeks ago. He is tremendous. Although I believe he's a 3. I did ask him who's the best golfer, and he's in the Blues, and he said, "Well, if it's off handicap, it's me."
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then you've got Piti Wepu, who I think is on maybe a 12 or a 13.
Right.
Which is still handy. A 12 or 13 can still hit very good shots. So team rugby, and I think they're paying $8 at TAB. So
right.
I'm just hunch wise. It's a vibe.
I mean, the Warriors won last year,
yes,
but apparently, and they've fallen back in the odds this year, and apparently it's to do with Sean Johnson not being there.
Yeah.
So how good is he?
So Gutenbeel's in there.
Yeah.
It's Gutenbeel, Wade Egan, and Dylan Walker.
Yeah.
Dylan Walker and Wade Egan are both handy.
Wade Egan's tremendous.
Is tremendous. Gutenbeel's come in, I think, to replace Sean.
The story I've heard is Wade Egan's met his current partner at the golf course. She worked at the golf course.
Oh God, okay.
That's how good.
That's a good omen.
Yeah,
that's a good omen.
How often is he out there that he's,
Yeah, so that's Team Red Bull look pretty good as well. TAB Legends look good too. Phyllis Mete, who hits. I was doing some research on her. Her record longest drive is 377 meters.
Yeah.
If you are teeing off in Takapuna at the Golf Warehouse driving range, you are putting that on the motorway.
Yes. Yeah.
So I would love to be able to do that, to go and just fuck with people and put a ball on the motorway.
Yeah.
She's going to be, but unluckily for her, there's only, I think, 1 par 5. The rest are par 4s and 3s.
Well, yes, but she is also like genuinely handy around the rest of the course.
She's on a plus 0.6, so she's handy. And also they got Jeff Wilson in the TAB Legends too, and he's on like a 2. So there's there's some good teams.
Yeah.
And it's going to be good watching. I can't wait for the blowback from golf fans. And it's the same blowback we get from cricket fans when the Black Clash is on.
Yep.
This is not fucking golf. what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. The same will happen tonight on TV1.
Yeah.
And we're just going to have to reiterate that this is Chasing the Fox. It's an event where everyone is trying to beat Ryan Fox, and everyone is, it's best ball. It's celebrities v Ryan Fox. This is not the PGA. This is not the Live. Probably closer to the Live Tour than the PGA.
I think we go the other way. I think we go, this is golf in its purest form. This is what...
Oh my God. We've got to take the text machine. We've got to take the text machine, 3236, because it'll fucking light up.
This is what golf was intended to be.
Yeah.
This is how it was supposed to be played.
This is the future.
And actually, initially, it was only 6 holes, and it was for celebrities to play against professionals. That's how they designed it in Scotland.
Back in Scotland, yeah.
300 years ago, whenever.
They got 12 of the most famous people.
Yeah, there was a goat herder from the Orkney Isles.
Yeah, they had William Wallace.
And they had an actual haggis.
Yeah.
They had come to life.
And they played 6 holes.
That's right.
Best ball.
Best ball, they played Ambrose.
Paid the best guy at St Andrews.
Yeah.
They were chasing him.
And that's actually where ambrosia comes from, the Christmas dessert, because it's a celebration of Ambrose.
Anyway, it's going to be a hell of a couple of hours. And Paul Moore, executive producer, 7 Sharp, went, 2 hours? You guys have got 2 hours prime time. I'm like, fucking A, we have.
Fucking A.
Yes.
And word on the street is, Paul, you guys went up to scratch, and that's why they binned you. And for us, they brought the pros in.
Yeah, and word on the street is if it outrates 7 Sharp for a normal Friday, we will be back Monday.
Yeah, we'll be doing it every weeknight of 2025. We'll be chasing the Fox.
Commentating shits.
Ryan on a Thursday, and June's just like, fuck, man, really? Okay. These guys haven't beat me in 2 months now. Yeah. Can we just knock this thing on the head?
I mean, if you don't like golf, you'd be hating the last week because it's all everyone's talking about.
Yeah, no, it is. It's good. It's good. It's dumb shit. It's at the right time of year as well.
It is dumb shit. Speaking of dumb shit.
Yesterday you went on the podcast. You had a very important mission. You had to go and collect the camel and drop it off at Seddon Park.
Yeah.
For the last ever match of the Sexy Camel. When you went to get it, I know, honestly, nothing. My missus doesn't listen to anything that I do except for this camel content. Had her in tears on the couch last night. Shit, this is the funniest shit she's ever seen in her life. From the first reveal of the camel to the janky tractor that our man had to load it onto the back of the ute, to the fact that it didn't fit on the ute, so you had to stand it up on its actual hooves and then strop it down. And as you pulled out, the tail wagged as you pulled out onto the street, and that just sent my missus for 6.
See, look, people didn't believe we were going to do this. So like, you guys are full of shit. You'll never do it. And so rolling into Karaka, and the great New Zealander, Paul, I think his name was, and his wife, and the father-in-law who came with the tractor from next door, because they said it's relatively light, but like just to pull you behind the curtains. I thought it was a fiberglass camel, so I thought, it's going to be light as shit. You just pick it up and biff it on. Yeah. It's actually a steel frame surrounded by foam and fake fur, and it had rained quite heavily in Auckland the night before, so it was sopping wet. And I lifted up the back of it, and I said, it's not too bad. I reckon Joe and I could lift this on. And Joe's at the front with the head, and he's like, fuck, man, it's fucking heavy up here. And I went, neither of us could lift that. So we had to get the tractor in with the forks and forked it onto the back of the ute. And we borrowed the ute off Flavour radio station because it was the only one available, Hilux. Yeah. And I said, fuck, that's going to fit in there. And it didn't. So we couldn't put the tailgate up because it was like about 10 centimetres short. Yeah. So luckily I'd bought a bag of of strops, and we stropped it down. And thank God that the tractor driver, he was a salty old dog. They'd recently sold the dinosaur there, so he'd strapped down a dinosaur, and we put it on the back. And I said, fuck, we might take the back roads to Hamilton. And he goes, nah, mate, this ain't going anywhere. You're going on the motorway. And I was like, yeah, fucking I am. And so we strapped it down, and it was on the back. So it's on the back of the ute. If you haven't seen the footage, go to the ACC NZ Instagram. You'll see it all. Its head was over the top of the cab. Like, I reckon if you could look up, you could almost see it at the top of the windscreen. Anyway, we hit the motorway in Karaka, and we had a good, another 100 kilometres to go down State Highway 1. Yeah. And I must admit, we probably made a lot of people's day, because the amount of toots and leaning out windows of people passing us on the motorway with a fucking camel on the back of a Hilux.
Great promo for Flavour.
It was so funny. And there were like a bus of Chinese tourists slowed down and ghosted us for about 50 metres while they all took photos out the window. Fuck, it was funny. And then we rolled into Hamilton, and I stopped at a roundabout, and this kid just snapped around and just goes, "What the fuck?" and then we pull in. We do a lap of Seddon Park. Will Young's getting out of a vehicle because we knew that they were training at 1 o'clock, so we timed it to arrive at 1. And Will Young gets out of his car, and he pulls his bag out, and he looks up, and he just goes, you could see him mouth, "The fuck is that?" Like, and then we talked to the groundsman, KJ, Carl Johnson, great New Zealander. He opened up the back, the groundsman's entrance for us, and we backed it in. And we backed it in. We had to get all the groundsmen to help lift it off.
I saw that, yeah.
So we had, 6 or 7 dudes lift it off. And admittedly, this camel is not the best looking camel.
It's hideous.
It's a former putt golf, Sylvia Park, round the world. This was the desert hole. It's missing all its eyelashes. Its eyes look like it's suffering from kidney failure. Its teeth look like a pee addict. It's like its teeth are all over the place.
My missus pointed out that camels actually don't have top teeth.
So, anyway, we drop it off.
And the mane is on the underside of the neck. That hair's supposed to be on the top.
I know, there's all sorts wrong with it. Anyway, it's got balls.
They put the balls on it.
Balls.
They got every other part of it wrong.
So we pull up and we take it off the ute and we have a few photos. And then the players have to walk past where we are to get to the to the nets out the back.
Yeah.
So the entire squad walked past the camel, and every single one of them had a comment. And Matt Henry was like, because this camel's got its mouth open with its tongue hanging out. And he goes, "That's exactly what he looks like after he's bowled like a 4-over spell." He's like, and then they all had a chirp. Tom Latham said his teeth aren't big enough. You see bigger front teeth, and then you've nailed it. And then Tim comes up and he goes, "Fuck, man. You could have got a sexier camel than that. That's like some sort of crack whore camel." Yeah. And I was like, and I got really, by that stage, I was starting to get shitty because everyone was nickel and diming my camel. And I said to him, "Fuck you, man. Do you know how hard it is to find a fucking camel in this country? Like, this is as good as it gets." And he goes, "Oh, okay, I'll get a photo with it." And he put his arm around it and nuzzled into it and got a photo. Anyway, so they drilled a Steady the Ship hat onto its head. Because I didn't want it to blow off. I've had a lot of missed calls from New Zealand cricket from various people because I guarantee they think something is up. Nothing is up. The camel is in the groundskeeper's area, out of the public, and KJ said we'll put the fence up and let its head go over the fence so people can get a photo with it. Blah blah blah. That's all it is. It is just a tribute to the Sexy Camel, and we've managed to find a camel. There's all sorts of rumours flying around that it shits Export Ultra cans out its ass, that it's a
bomb,
a Trojan camel. Like there is no gag. There's no gag there. It's
there's a camel there.
Correct, and it's the most crack-riddled camel you'll ever see. Perfectly, it's down like if Tim was down at third man, he is going to be in front of the camel. And if he is batting from the pavilion end and it's right in his wheelhouse of sixes over cow corner,
oh, great.
If he hits it anywhere near that goddamn camel, it's going to be one of the greats. But Gary Stead went past and was like, "Geez, that's something, isn't it?" It's like, yep. It certainly is. That's quite something. So I guarantee that, look, if something does happen to the camel, if you go to Seddon Park tomorrow and it's not there by the groundsman's container, let us know, because Free the Camel, if it gets taken away, we're going to start a Free the Camel situation, because if they try and hide it around the corner, I'm going to be deeply upset.
Yeah. Well, the amount of effort we've got. But also,
it's a camel. It's funny.
It's a camel.
It's funny.
It's not a fiberglass. It's a steel and foam and fucking.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
There is so much going on in that camel, and it's there for the full 5 days. So hopefully it's a good luck charm. If he gets a 5-foot and gets to 100 sixes, that camel has to go everywhere. If
he gets a duck and gets carted all over the park,
we burn it.
We burn the camel.
I could just see, if you burn the camel, it would just go. Like, those cartoons where it goes and you're just left with the skeleton?
Yeah.
That's
just a wisp of smoke.
Yeah, and 5 dozen Export Ultra stomachs ready to be shat out its ass. Anyway.
I'm so excited for the cricket tomorrow now. So excited. I checked the inbox this morning. We had about 100 yours pleases that we haven't got to this week. So we're going to turn this into a bit of a yours please extravaganza.
An omnibus.
So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll get into yours please.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Leader, home of the lasagna topper.
All right, your chance to get involved in the podcast. Bottom right-hand corner of your iHeartradio app. Leave us a message. Send us in your thoughts or queries, just like this caller here. Yours, please.
Mania, G Lane, how are we? Pierre here from the Gold Coast. Hey lads, I've been thinking long and hard of my New Zealand sport dream blunt rotation. You know, when you're passing the dutchie from the left-hand side and you're smoking the whakamanas. I think for me it would probably be Baz McCullum, Shawnee J, and maybe a bit of Danny C. Carter. Fellas, who's yours?
That's a great question.
So what's he asking here?
I think he's got three.
3 people you want to smoke a joint with?
Yeah, 3 for your dream blunt rotation.
It has to be New Zealand sports people?
Yep. I'm going to go Stephen Adams would be my first one.
Yeah.
Big NBA fan. I just want to know all the stories, and I feel like he would tell them to you as well.
Yeah.
Stephen Adams would be in there for me. I'm going to chuck Israel Adesanya in there.
Oh yeah, you've gone just for the most famous.
Yeah, well, the stories I have.
Yeah, it's true. Of beating people up in K Road.
It would be pretty
over the bonnet of your McLaren.
It'd be pretty freaky being blazed in the corner of a room, looking over, and Israel Adesanya's just staring at you.
And paranoia sets in.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit. Hey Steve, we're cool, eh? If shit pops off, we're cool, eh? So yeah, those two. Yeah, probably an NRL player. I can't argue against Sean Johnson. I feel like that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, right.
You want a few NRL stories?
I'm gonna go because I reckon they'll feed off each other.
Yeah,
and it would cause. Basically, I would be witness to some of the greatest conflicts resolutions of all time. I'm gonna go Richard Hadley.
Yeah,
Jeremy Coney.
Oh.
And then I'm going to, because obviously they famously never got on.
Right.
Didn't even talk to each other on the field.
Wow.
They communicated via other players. They would say,
Smithy.
yeah. He said, could you tell the bowler from Canterbury that he is on the next? And then so getting them together and bringing them together. And then I'd throw Southey in just because he would shock them with some of his stories. They would just be shocked to the core.
Yeah.
So I'm going full cricket, Nufty, Hundy.
Yeah. Full cricket nerdery. Yeah. I like that. So Hadley, Coney, Southey. I'm going Stephen Adams, Israel Adesanya, Sean Johnson. Great question. One of the great questions. Hopefully someone can take that with them to the pub this weekend, spark up a debate. Another caller here. Yours, please.
Yeah, g'day fellas. Caleb from Dunners here. So if I'm the snail and I'm immortal, is the guy I'm chasing immortal? If not, then it's just a waiting game. Rocking up to the funeral, sneak into the casket, and Bob's your uncle. Anyways, ta-ra, you shitters.
So yesterday we went through the inverse of the Sunday scenario. You remember the snail scenario?
Yeah.
Where you get, it was something like $1 million a month or something.
$1 million a year.
$1 million a year. And all you have to do is avoid this one snail who, if he touches you, you die.
Yeah.
We yesterday went through the inverse snail scenario. You wake up tomorrow, you are the snail.
And you're hunting the person.
Only way to get your body back is to find him. You have an innate awareness of where he is, so you know where he is at all times. It's just whether you can get there or not. He doesn't know where you are, and he doesn't know what you look like. He knows what you're trying to do and that you exist, but unless he sees you, he's got no idea who you are, which snail you are.
Yeah, right.
Do you reckon you could do it? Now, interesting question that he had, is the guy immortal? Because the snail is immortal. Yeah, I think the guy is too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Look, and if you're immortal as well, I mean, there's nothing stopping you just getting on a cargo ship and heading, because they can't squash you, can they?
Nah. They can squash you and fuck you up, but you won't die. You'll just come right over time.
You just have a headache.
Yeah.
Look, and if you're immortal and it goes on forever, it just depends to me how long I can put up with being a snail.
Yeah.
It's not great.
I mean, the first day would be tough. You'd be
so frustrating trying to get from A to B.
If you came to, you woke up and you were like, okay, I'm here at NZME Studios. He's at Seddon Park. You're like, all right, I'm going to head down to Seddon Park. By lunchtime, you've got from the couch to the door.
Can you as the snail, can you understand humans?
So you've got your consciousness.
Okay, okay, sweet. So you guys are talking about you're going to head to Seddon Park in the car tomorrow. I've got a couple of days to get into the car.
You got 2 days to get down to B2.
Yeah. To get in the car to get to.
Yeah.
Okay, but I've got my smarts about me, so
do.
I could find your bag, for example.
Yep.
On this floor and get in it.
Yep.
And then hit. So there's. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Look,
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm in. If I've got my consciousness and my smarts, I'm not as smart as a snail, and I can't. If I couldn't understand English and you guys were just blabbing on, and I just had to use my vibe to get somewhere.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what we're saying.
I'm into it.
So we're saying you could get down to the airport. You know, if the millionaire got onto a jet and fucked off to London,
Yeah.
you could also go down the airport
Yeah.
and try and get on.
Just get it. I would leave work and wait for an Uber to arrive. I'd somehow need to get on the Uber before it squashed me or whatever. But at some stage, that Uber's going to end up at the international airport.
Yeah.
You'd hope.
Yes.
At
At that point, I reckon you got to get across the tarmac and onto the wheel up into the landing gear.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you'd be able to get into. Oh, you might be able to get into someone's luggage.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like you're going to get caught if you try that, particularly at our airports. They're very snail focused.
Yeah, that's true.
They're always looking for a snail.
Only on the way in.
Oh, that's a good point.
Only on the way in.
And then I said that my strategy for how I'm actually going to touch him once I get there is I'll crawl up into the inside of his barbecue cover, and when he pulls it off, I'll get all over it, because that's what happened to me the other day.
I got a cockroach did that to me the other day.
Off the barbecue cover? Yeah. Yeah. Snails and slugs I've got. It's fucking gross.
I tell you what, it's a good place, the mailbox.
Yeah.
That's a good place, because fucking so many snails live in my letterbox.
Yeah.
And just put the hand in, drop down, bang, dead.
Unlucky. He's dead. All of a sudden, you're back, stark naked in his yard.
In his letterbox.
Yeah.
Explode out of his letterbox.
Yeah, I didn't think I could do it. I just thought, I honestly thought like day one of being a snail would kill me. You know, just trying to get from here to the door, and
I think you just got to be smarter about it. Like you'd climb onto someone's shoe or bag. I think you got to use other people as vehicles.
Yeah. I still don't think I could do it. I think I'd tap out. Another caller here. Yours, please.
Yeah, Manai, Mac here from West Auckland. Just listening to your story about the grinding of the alpaca teeth, mate, I call bullshit.
Oh.
I think you've saved very few alpaca scrotums. I predict that you've ground those teeth down and those alpacas have still gone chomping on their mate's fucking scrot, and instead of cutting it clean off, they've just ground it to pulp, mate. It's fucking grim.
I thought he was going to go somewhere else with that. I thought he was going to go, you ground those teeth down and use it for your own pleasure. That's where I thought that was going.
Took the dentures out.
Yeah, and also then when he went past that, the next one I thought is you've just turned alpacas into sucking each other's balls because they've got no teeth.
Is it Shrek where they're going to behead someone and the axe is blunt and they try and cut a watermelon and it just smushes it? And the guy's in the stocks like, oh, fuck. I think that might have been basically what I've done there.
Yeah.
No, but it's the fangs that they use, not the teeth in general. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't care. I charged each of the owners for every time I did it, and then I fucked off into the sunset. So I don't care what happened to their alpacas after that. Another caller here. Yours, please.
Yeah, g'day boys. My application to be the intern in Las Vegas is I found your fucking camel, and
oh yes,
go showing no love, no love. Also, where's that motor, G Lane? Kiss, kiss, goodbye.
The motor.
Ooh,
what's the motor?
Where's that motor?
Wasn't he referring to a motor on a little 2-horse water vehicle?
Right.
And he was
that's
going to
right.
fix it for you?
He was going to service my outboard. Yeah, fuck, it should, yeah.
And he found the camel.
Yeah, he found the camel.
What a useful listener.
He is one of the best ones we've got, to be honest. He's going to service my 6 horsepower 4-stroke. And it doesn't need a service. It's actually brand new. I've only done about 6 hours. So when it does maybe 20 hours, I'll get it over to him. But no, I appreciate the fact you found that camel. Yeah. That is a godsend. And they were such lovely people too that let us borrow the camel. Great New Zealanders as well. So yeah, you're appreciated, man. Here's the love.
Yeah.
You know,
thank you very much. Yeah. We wouldn't have been able to pull off what has already proved to be one of the funniest things we've ever done.
One of the most pointless things we've done. But also brought so many people, like I said, so much joy.
We've done some pointless shit here at the ACC.
Yeah.
This is right up there. I'd probably throw in going to Paris for the Rugby World Cup and not going to a game.
That's up there.
That would be right up there, I reckon.
That's almost like going to Munich during Beer Fest and not going to Beer Fest.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That is exactly what that would be like. I would throw in going to Christchurch and Wellington the day before both tests, but flying back to Auckland on the day of the test. And actually, you've just done it again.
I know, with Hamilton.
With Hamilton.
I tell you what, the pitch is looking green.
Is it?
I was out in the middle with KJ. I was like, is this the final cut? And he goes, looked at me, there's a pause, and he goes, yep. I was like, shit, damn.
Oh my gosh, it's a jungle out here.
Yeah.
But isn't that how they've destroyed us?
I know. Anyway.
Anyhow, another caller here. Yours, please.
Oh, g'day, gents. Greg here from Napes. Hey, you guys were talking about the nearly the slowest century by Jeet Raval yesterday. Did you have a look at the bowling lineup? There were 10 blokes that got to roll the arm over, one of which being Dane Cleaver, who's the wicket-keeper. I want to know, who was the poor bastard that wasn't trusted to roll the arm over when everyone else in the team got to go? That really doesn't show too much faith, does it?
I wonder who that was. That's a question for the BYC guys. I wish I'd come prepared. I would have done some research on who was in that CD team.
That's a great question because it's like, if you said 10 guys bowled, who was the one who didn't? That would have been like Dane Cleaver. He's the wicketkeeper.
Yeah.
No, he bowled.
He took the pads off. I hope he bowled in the pads.
With the gloves. I reckon what would have happened there is after 7 hours of that fuckery, they would have been like, all right, take the pads off, Dane, have a hoon. Everyone, have a hoon. Anyone.
Have you seen the Jeet Raval roadie?
Oh, yes.
Have
I
you
saw
seen
this
that?
posted this morning.
So basically, the same equivalent of driving from Kaitaia to Oakura in Taranaki. That's the same. It's 9 hours and 17 minutes. 709 kilometres that drive. It's known as the Jeet Raval 100 Memorial Road Trip for the summer. So if you want to go Kaitaia to Oakura in Taranaki, Oakura's a great place.
Yeah.
Worth the trip.
Or the other way around. You could go the other way.
Oakura, Kaitaia. So yeah.
And you could listen to the commentary of Jeet Raval's ton as you do it.
And maybe if we could get a breakdown of when he scored the runs. So as you as you hit Te Amanui, he's like, you can raise the bat. He's got 50.
Yeah. Whangarei, he's at 80. I don't know how he gets to a ton from here. He's really going to have to pick it up. Yeah, that is a brilliant idea. I don't even think Jeet Raval would sign up for that.
No, I don't think so either.
To be honest. Great call again. Another caller here. Yours, please.
Hoi there, fellas. This Rayburn Shield thing is something you fellas would definitely like to get behind. Heaps of good stories behind it. We currently have the longest period of consecutive defences at 17.
This is the lineal champ.
We held it started 2022 and Ireland took it off us, got all the way to 16 defences, and then bolted it to us in the quarter-final, so we took it off and stopped from getting it. Then Ireland won it back off South Africa. Started this year, we took it off Ireland in that game again, and we lost it again to France.
So this is the lineal rugby world champ that I was talking about the other day.
Whoever beats the world champ gets it?
Yes. So it was called I think he calls it the Rayburn Shield or something. It was, like I said the other day, first ever international rugby match was the inaugural one. Then whoever beat them took the shield, lineal title all the way to
So
today.
France has got it currently.
So France has got it right now, yeah.
Really? Shit.
So yeah, like you said, that Ireland had it right up until we took it off them at the World Cup. Then obviously we only had it for 1 week.
So did no one beat France after us?
Well, I don't know if they've played. Have they? Have we? I don't know. So yeah, so France is the lineal rugby world champion.
There you go.
There you go. Well, it's actually way less complicated than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's the Ramfley Shield, but there's just no home and away. It's just, you've got it.
Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break. We've still got another half dozen of these to get through, but they've all been so good so far, so we'll keep the ball rolling right after this break. All right, let's just rip straight back into them. Another caller here. Yours, please.
Yeah, g'day lads. Hey, pub scenario guy back here again. Hey, I'm just following up G Lane's further questions. Is that yes? Anything attributed to your penis is transferred. So any skills, memories, or anything like that attributed to it will be transferred in the old switcheroo. So yeah, lots to be thought about there. So if you're going to bring back a legend of the cricket game, he's most probably going to be shit. So it's more about you, not about them.
Yeah.
Cheers, lads. Love you.
So
I'm still going Shane Warne.
Oh yeah. The scenario, if you didn't hear the podcast the other day, was you get to bring back a dead cricketer. But in doing so, you end up swapping penises with them.
Yes, and along with the penis comes all memories and stories.
Yeah, that's the clarification there, is that because that's what you assumed anyway.
Yeah.
And you were going to go on a speaking circuit with all of Shane Warne's fondest rooting memories. And I just thought that would be the funniest thing of all time. Have you heard what G Lane's up to these days? He's got Shane Warne's dick and memories.
And at the end of the show, I show them Shane Warne's dick. That's how I close the show.
And I know what you're all thinking.
Okay, I know why you're all here. And then like, he goes, there'll be an audible gasp from the crowd. Fuck, I'd make millions. I'd make millions.
The closer. Just drop your decks. Wow. And for another $1,000, you can have a meet and greet after the show.
And a bloody photo.
We'll take the photo and you'll buy it off us. Thanks very much. That is one of the dumbest things of all time. Funny though. I know what you're all thinking. I'll open for you.
Next step. Anyway.
I'll open for you with Chris Gale's dick.
I think yours is going to be more popular post-show.
You can get the 2-for-1 package if you want.
True. Put on my shoulder.
It's just us. Standing there, thumbs up. Chris Gale's dick out.
You got Chris Gale's dick in one hand. You got Shane Warne's dick in the other.
Great first idea. First date idea. We're selling Christmas packages. All right, let's keep this thing moving. Another caller here. Yours, please.
G'day, Mania. Much like the caller who's living in Oamaru from a few days ago, I have some South Canterbury slander to confess and apologise for. I also have been involved in this cursing South Canterbury, and I'd just like to say I was driving through Westport last week, and it's beautiful. So, love South Canterbury. See you later. Hooroo.
I love people.
I'll see what's happening here.
People are now admitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
To beautiful parts of the country
that
are not in South Canterbury. Yeah. Also, Westport, yes, beautiful. Probably the least beautiful part of the West Coast.
I think the most beautiful part is the drive along the coast, as opposed to the actual towns themselves.
Yeah,
if you can pick up what I'm putting down.
I went into Westport. There was a shop there that sold it was like some sort of cheap clothes shop. Something. I went in there and I was walking around. The owner followed me around the shop, and I was like, I don't think he's following me. Surely not. So I started like doubling back on myself just to see if he would follow me back around the same loop again. Sure enough, he did. And I was like, oh, all right, mate. I could buy this whole fucking shop if I wanted to.
No. Did he think he had Chris Gale's dick?
He may have. Maybe he's heard ahead of time. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. South Canterbury is a beautiful part of the country. I'm flying there just this time next week. Another caller here. Yours, please.
Sally's last test, Seddon Park in Hamilton. Surely Hamilton gets renamed to Camelton for the Sexy Camel. That's all I've got. Claim the idea as your own. Hooroo.
Oh, we can't because I played it out. It's your idea. Camelton.
No, I'm claiming it. Fuck
yeah,
it. I came up with
Camelton.
it.
Look, I mean, I'm letting the cat out of the bag. They've named one end of the ground the Tim Southey end, and that's the pavilion end. But it says thank you, Tim, above it. And then it says thank you, Tim, 2 more times. So it says thank you, Tim, thank you, Tim, thank you, Tim, Tim Southey end.
Weird.
So, yeah, I think...
Why didn't they just put a camel there?
Wow, this is the thing. I think maybe the camel might be taking some of the spotlight off maybe New Zealand cricket's tribute.
Yeah, right.
I mean, if it was at the top of the scaffold tower where it says Tim, if the camel managed to if we could crane it to the top of the scaff tower,
helicopter it,
that'd be good. But yeah, we'll update you on Camelgate. But Camelton, yeah.
I love that. It was brief. You knew exactly what we were going to do with it, steal it, and succinct. Another caller here. Yours, please.
Hey guys, it's Caden from Adelaide. F South Canterbury. Sorry, Manaya. I meant to say fuck. With the stream, does it have to be open 24/7?
It's the iHeart stream. Or
is there a reason why you're doing that? Is some obligation you owe to the SoundCloud family? Also, how much do you owe to the Arctic Monkeys in royalties? Just curious. Not bi-curious, that's a different reason.
Yep. Okay, so keeping the stream open, is that?
Oh yeah, so if you tune into iHeartradio to listen to the commentary, that stream exists 24/7. It's always on.
Yeah.
So there's some
music. Yeah.
There's some music on there. There's actually been quite a storied history of that playlist because we play it quite a bit in the office, and everybody used to just bitch and moan about all the songs that were on there.
Yeah.
So it's been boiled down to basically what it is now, and these are the songs that offend the fewest people in our office.
Yes.
Although, to be fair, it has fallen by the wayside in the last few months and probably needs a bit more love.
Yeah.
But again, no one can agree on what songs those are. So that's where it's stuck. Although I would say that the punishment stopped once certain members of our team left about 6 months ago.
Yes, there were some shocking contributions into that playlist.
But I don't want to drag their family names through the mud again. So.
Yes, so the stream is always live. But look, if you want to leave it open the whole time, go for it. It's no if you've got the data.
Yeah.
Do it.
Doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah. What was the other question about? Do we owe the Arctic Monkeys some royalties?
Yeah, there must be a few Arctic Monkey songs on there.
Yeah. Well, between that and
Queens of
the Stone Age. Look, I mean, the APRA payments, that's a bigger business decision. It's not us. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And look, if I put a few more dollars back into Josh Homme's pocket, then so bad. I think we got 2 more callers here.
Yeah.
Another call here. Yours, please.
G'day fellas, bit late for the weekly Matt Heath episode, but can we get an update on the old F with MH debacle?
Oh yeah.
You guys hyped it up for like a week and then nothing ever happened to it. Did the higher ups get involved? Can't go fucking with Oskin. Cheers, love yous, fuck yous.
Love yous, fuck yous. No, we're still working on the that. He's gone. He's gone on holiday.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hosking's gone, and we need. It's a 25 strategy.
Yeah.
It's a 2025 strategy, and because he's away, we can have access to his studio.
Oh yeah.
So he doesn't come back till the end of January. So we come back a bit earlier, and we set the wheels in motion for the effing with MH.
Yeah.
So
if you've got any suggestions, send them through on the Yours Please function as well. Otherwise, this may fall into the basket of hilarious ideas we came up with but never followed through on.
Yeah.
Which is
numerous.
Yeah. There's a lot of. We never did get those nappies to Mitch Barnett.
Well, that wasn't through lack of trying.
No,
those guys never fronted up the money.
No, they didn't.
We were good to go.
I was sitting in the car park. I was ready to go. And now I've sold the ute, so we can't bloody do that anyway. All right, one last caller here. Yours, please.
G'day, mates. Long time listener, virgin caller here.
Oh, well done.
My name's Thomas from the Dickens Cider Factory, close affiliates with Export Ultra.
Hi, Thomas.
Just a quick question here with the retirement of the Sexy Camel. Do you reckon he would ever jump on a call with you guys, say for the Black Clash next time it's up in Tauranga? It'd be good to finally get an expert on, maybe.
Hey. He did so well until that last comment. You know, I was thinking, God, geez, and then he just threw a wee barb at the end there. We never say we're experts.
No,
this is the thing.
And I actually think an expert on our panel would actually ruin it.
Yeah, it would. And you know what? And Tim would be the first to admit, I don't think he's an expert either. So it would be great to get him on just to tell some stories.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a Black Clash. I think that's almost an ACC commentary of a test match. And we get Tim in for a day and we just get him in for as many stories as possible. But it is all dependent also on what Tim wants to do post-career.
Because he's retiring from the Black Caps, right? Not from all cricket.
So if he's gone from all cricket and decides to just maybe retire up to a farm in Northland and just do what he wants to do, he'll be more likely to kind of tell stories. But if he's going to do a Vittori or a Fleming or a McMillan or Gary Stead or who wants to go into management and coaching, they don't often come out and swing in and tell the greatest hits.
Yeah.
So hopefully he just goes, tells the greatest hits.
Yeah.
I think Tim, next to Tim, Vittori and Fleming, we've got some of the greatest stories that have never been told.
Yeah. But he's got a few more contracts in mercenary T20 leagues ahead of him.
Yeah, I think so. But you know what? I think they're drying up a little bit. He didn't get picked for the IPL. He wasn't in the auction there. So I think maybe
Barbados.
Maybe a few like Pakistani league or Abu Dhabi leagues. Or he might. He's 30. Did he turn 37 a couple of days ago?
37. Yeah.
That's. Trent's a couple of years younger than him.
Yeah.
So maybe he just might. I'm done.
Bugger it.
Yeah.
Can't be asked anymore.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Thank you very much for sending all of those through. It's been a great episode. We will see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. for the first ball from Seddon Park. Is that right?
Yeah, 11 a.m. to Moz. Don't forget tonight at 7 p.m. Looking forward to your feedback Monday on how that goes.
Chasing the Fox live on TVNZ1. Tune in and enjoy. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Hurry.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.